I'm ready.
All right. What's up, guys? Hey, how's everybody doing today?
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Fun Couch.
Boom. That's what we're doing here today. I figured we go over the Super Bowl. It's been about a week or two, so we're gonna watch the highlight by NFL and kind of just.
I think it's been about a week.
I think it's been about a week, maybe.
You said week or two.
A week or two? I don't know. Shit.
It wasn't last week.
My days are running together, bro. I'm
sorry.
I'm just living. Brock Purdy. Let's
talk about him.
He looked good, man.
Yep.
He looked good. I don't know about time management, like Cam Newton said, but he's nice. He's nice. You can't deny it. He had a really good game.
He wasn't a reason they lost.
He was not the reason they lost. That is very much correct. I think this was a coaching type of game. It wasn't a real player type of game. We got to stop Kelce or we got to stop Ayuk or something like that. You know what I mean? Or Bosa on defense.
Well, Chris Jones was everywhere.
Chris Jones is a madman,
and he is everywhere.
Yeah, man.
That's how big he is.
But you got to think about it. For him, he really set the tone in the fourth quarter. He did. He set the tone in the fourth quarter, and I think that's more or less how they even got into overtime and got the win. Because Chris Jones was putting in work. And to be honest with you, San Francisco defense looked good too. They were amazing. This was a good game. This is a really good game. I think we're watching right now. It's the first quarter with 10 minutes in. I think that again, San Francisco looked good coming out in the first half. They look real good.
Yeah, they really dominated on defense in the first half, or at least in the first quarter and a half.
Yeah, you can tell that in the second quarter, Kansas City looked like they wanted to put the gas, hit the gas, but they just couldn't for some reason. But they didn't start, really putting their foot on the gas until the fourth quarter. But
yeah, and that's when they put their the finger on the NOS pedal or the NOS button. Y'all remember that?
Fast and Furious, baby.
I saw Fast and Furious, the first one, when I was, however old I was when the first one came out.
When did the first one?
It was in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah,
or maybe before that. But I went with my mom.
Oh wow! Wait, hold on, Dave. Hold on, no, we gotta talk about going to the movies with your mom now. That's hilarious.
I think it was my mom and my younger brother, and
y'all went to see Fast and Furious.
And they started probably cursing. That would have been reason enough. But my mom said that she thought that we should go see a different movie, and I said I want to stay and watch it, and I got to stay and watch it. And
you did?
She took my younger brother to watch something else.
What did he go watch?
What did he go watch?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what they went to see.
You should ask. You should definitely hit.
But I remember the NOS button, and I think that's the only Fast and Furious movie I've ever seen. Yeah,
man, it's lit now because they got The Rock in it too. And then remember that little what was it? What was that movie that The Rock and Jason Statham did? The Hobbs and Shaw, the little spinoff. That wasn't too bad either. As long as you blowing stuff up and wrecking shit, I'm all in for it. I don't care about any dialogue.
Looking for production cost north of $10 million.
Yeah, Michael Bay it all up, blow it all up, do it all. Chris Jones just knocked him out. That was crazy.
Okay, so for a minute, could we talk about arm strength in quarterbacks?
Yes, we totally can.
Do you feel like you're an expert on men's arm strength?
Pause. Respectfully pause.
Okay. So who do we think has had the biggest gun in NFL history?
I feel like that's a pause too, but okay.
The biggest cannon.
That's a pause. No,
Speaking of Drake's leaks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What did Adam 22 say? That man has a missile.
Okay.
Yeah, like this play right here in the second quarter when he threw it to Harmon, like it didn't even look like he tried.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes, like
he was kind of like, it looked almost like he was doing a jump shot.
Yeah,
but he shot it from half court,
and he
just
meant
to be there the whole time.
It didn't even look like it took effort like at all whatsoever.
All right, who has the biggest arm in NFL history? Or okay, let me localize
if you want to
it.
say history, my dad, and I've spoken to my dad, he might say Dan Marino.
Okay, so let's say like in the league now.
In the league right now,
Josh Allen?
I would probably say Josh. After that game where when they lost to KC, he was bombing. Just bombing.
So how far do you think he can throw the football?
Easily 90 yards.
Okay.
Easily. If you're ever talking from touchdown to touchdown, like at the one line, yeah, I would say 90. I can maybe if we're trying to be accurate on some science shit on the median side after throwing 10 passes, we'll say an average of maybe like anywhere between 83 and 88 yards.
That's pretty far.
That's far. That's come on, man. I really think Josh Allen probably has the biggest gun. Now, the second one might have to be Pat.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, he did just lob that pass in there.
And it was with ease though too. It was with ease.
It was just it was like a mini bomb.
Yeah, if you give him like 10 times to do it,
he threw on the lean.
Average would definitely be somewhere in between of 83 and 88. So you can give that to the top 3, top 4 maybe. You know what I mean? So, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Pat's nice. Why he smacked my man like that? That was wild. He didn't even have to do all that. Do you think the refs called the game down the middle?
I don't have an opinion on that. I didn't feel at any time like there was a call. I was like, what the hell? Like that doesn't there wasn't as many controversial calls.
Yeah. I'm glad they let the gameplay just kind of go.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey's nice, bro.
That's where they messed up at. They should have let him keep running the ball.
He's on my fantasy team as a keeper.
You keeping him there? You sure you don't want to pass him on?
It would have to be for the right combination of talent.
Combination? My man said I need 2 or more.
But it's just like that's the perfect keeper because he's going to just... He was the leading back this year.
Yeah, he was.
Now, being the leading back doesn't mean you're going to be the leading back next year. That's a lesson for you in fantasy football.
No, this guy. Look at him. Here you go preaching again.
Backs run through their usefulness in the league.
Preach when you got 3 rings.
Yeah, and I had Arian Foster. I had Zeke. I had Le'Veon Bell. I have Christian McCaffrey now. It's
you the running back guy.
Well, I kept Zeke and Le'Veon Bell probably 1 to 2 seasons each longer than I should have, thinking that they were going to be what they used to be.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean...
Quarterback you can hold on to for longer if you got one that you want to keep. I had Breeze.
Let's not talk about quarterbacks right now. Jesus Christ.
Man, you have Lamar Jackson. Chill.
Dog, he didn't do anything this season. He did absolutely nothing.
He didn't meet your expectations.
No. It wasn't even a meet of expectations. He literally had probably one big game out of the whole entire season. And
he won the MVP this year.
Congratulations. That doesn't help my fantasy. Like, for real?
Lamar Jackson, if you're listening, Winston needs you to help his fantasy.
Yeah. Oh, wait, pause. Nah, man, it's just like for real. If you look at him as a fantasy quarterback, he didn't do anything this season.
I know what you mean.
He didn't do shit, man. He didn't do shit. Now it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if I just like picked up Brock Purdy and was like, "Yo, Lamar, you're not doing it. Brock Purdy is." That'd be crazy.
Ooh, that's a good question because sometimes the dialogue about Brock Purdy is he good or is he just on a good team with good weapons?
That's a good question.
But you can answer by whether or not people pick him up in fantasy football.
That would actually be it too as well. Yeah, you could definitely answer that question. But again, I would want to see him another season. Like and yeah. I think that's kind of like a cop out to a certain degree too, because it's like also at the same time you shouldn't be at fault because you got a good team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
I don't think that affects your greatness. I think that just shows that you're able to fit in the package. Like it's a package deal, right? So.
Yeah, it's a team sport at the end of the day.
Like, it's a legit team sport. Like, I think football may be more of a team sport than basketball. So again,
definitely is.
So you know what I mean?
More players.
Like, yeah, you need to have that chemistry and that synchronicity, and it's like if you got good players out of that too as well. I mean, I don't think that hurts you or makes you not capable of doing your job, you know, or being the best at your job, or at least being able to hold down the job even if you don't win like big titles and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, how consistent is your play?
Yeah. I mean, like, I look at it like, why do you think they kept Garoppolo around for so long? I mean,
wait, try again. You said Garoppolo.
Whatever my man's name is.
3 years old and haven't learned to use R's yet.
No R's.
Sorry, that was kind of mean.
Nah, even like I look at Dak. You know, so I mean, it's all the same if you ask me.
Yeah,
it's all the same. Yeah, we're in the third now. That's when that fumble happened. Yeah, that kickoff fumble.
Oh,
yeah, that was crazy. That was a definite momentum shift. Definitely was.
I do not want to know what it feels like to blow a major play in a professional sports event that millions of people are watching.
Yeah, blowing a play or missing a kick or something like that.
You think about that shit for the rest of your life.
Yeah. It probably has to haunt people sometimes too, especially when you do it in front of people. Though that's the crazy part. And then if it's something big like this, where there are cameras, and all that
some
type
of the
stuff.
players on the Chiefs, like even to a lesser degree than a huge Super Bowl, like flop or mess up.
Mm-hmm.
If just imagine being the Chiefs wide receivers all year and like listening to media talk about how the wide receivers keep dropping balls.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
That's got to be pretty rough on your self-esteem.
Yeah, that definitely does. Or even like I look at like who is it? Like Lamar Jackson. Like he asked the people to help him try to get a receiver, and then you go get Odell. Like, make that make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, Odell's a good example why I brought up the running back situation, because you can have a guy be the number one fantasy scorer for 2 or 3 years, and then eventually they're a 13th round pick.
Yeah, a dud, man. Just a dud.
It's just the way it goes, and it's a good lesson for us all. We're all going to get old and useless one day.
Jesus Christ.
And then we're going to have to meet our makers.
Here we go preaching again.
Amen.
Amen. Oh, we're in the fourth now.
Okay, can we real quick talk about what happens if George Kittle goes into the strip club?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. I love these conversations. All right. Here we go. We're back now. All right.
In San Francisco,
now that Travis Kelce has 3 rings. Yeah, I believe at this point you may be right now. That's because he does have 3 rings.
And he's currently relevant.
Super highly relevant. Probably the most. If it's 2 people that are more relevant in football right now, it is Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce all day.
Unless you're a legend, being relevant is always going to matter.
Period. And that and sometimes that has to do with either you signing a big contract, you winning some type of title, or like your team doing something like some crazy numbers. You know what I mean?
Well, money will always talk, and money tends to go with the legend part.
It depends on your contract. I think Pat specifically signed a $500 million contract. Before that, it was Matthew Stafford. I think it was like some $400 million or something like that. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna some woman is gonna be like, oh, that's the $400 million kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
many women, maybe most single women. I mean, why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah, I want that.
Well, maybe
I want that security.
Maybe you don't want those problems.
Yo, Pat, send me a couple dollars, B.
Maybe you don't want to be in such a high stake situation.
That is
because when you have that much money, then you got to worry about a lot of shit.
Yeah, and I think all of those type of relationships are very high stakes. Like, and just like you having to be a certain air or a certain type of person in public now. Like you can't really like,
because it's a PR thing if you have that much money.
Because it affects the money. It affects the money. You know, sometimes it can affect the money. And then my thing is like, if let's say God forbid, right? Pat Mahomes goes down with a season injury, right, or something like that, or just even like where he can't work again, like he doesn't get the full $5. You know what I'm saying? And then even after that, let's say he can't even do endorsements because of his popularity and everything too. So that, you know, all of that stuff comes into play. It's a mental game too. Too. I couldn't do it.
No, that's why God didn't make you 6'2". We already talked about this.
I'm telling you. Thank God.
Thank you, God, for making me short. Thank you, God, for not making me 6'8".
Like, would you rather be in a relationship or not in a relationship with that much money? As an athlete, I will say as an athlete first.
I think I would have a hard time trusting anyone that I met after I had that much money.
So you be on your Drake, you just do NDAs all day.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking like, if I'm a normal person.
Oh, you were being wholesome. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't think you were looking for marriage with $500 million. My fault.
If I had $500 million, me versus George Kittle.
Oh, look at it. Taylor and Ice Spice.
Taylor and Ice Spice on screen.
That's just crazy, man. I was definitely I was waiting for the proposal. It was so perfectly set up. It should have happened. I'm surprised it did not happen. It's a love
story. Travis, just say yes.
I thought it was going to happen. I really thought it was going to happen.
It would have been perfect.
Yeah, that was the like to propose at the Super Bowl and then go and say, "Oh, we're going to Disney World." Like, you know how wild that would have looked on camera. That would have been the perfect PR. That would have been crazy.
Can we have a real talk for a second, though?
This is a safe space. Yes, I don't mind it.
So, how long have they been dating? Is that public?
I mean, most relationships probably do start earlier, and they probably don't go public until somebody says, like, "Oh, you want to go public with it?"
What's the estimate here? It's not been long.
Well, I mean, maybe 6 months, 8 months, maybe. If you want to say
they're old enough to know if they'd want to get married at that point.
Yeah. I mean,
they should know what they want.
But I guess my thing is that when you have that much money too, you know what I mean? You kind of get to do a lot more and experience a lot more than most people. So
you mean you can pay for like 1,000 dates in a row?
Well, I wouldn't even say 1,000 dates. Like your dates now become experiences instead of just regular dates. You know what I mean? So
yeah, so you can really get to know what it's like to be on vacation with someone before you marry them.
That going on vacation, but being around people for more than a couple days when you're dating. Like when you're dating, you're just kind of like doing like 4-hour days. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go on a date, it's probably like a hot 2 hours, and y'all go do something afterwards, do another 2 hours. You know, so or you don't see them as often.
So if you're rich, does that automatically mean you want to spend all day and all night with a woman?
Well, no, I wouldn't say all day, all night, but let's say you can probably get 3 or 4 days out of the country with them, you know, or 3 or 4 days just traveling, going to maybe her concerts, or you spend 3 or 4 days, you know, you coming to my games, you know, you see what I'm saying? So it's like you get to kind of spend a little more time with that person, maybe because you have a little more money. It's probably more difficult. I would think. I
would think the two celebrities, especially in the middle of football season, would have a hard time seeing each other.
Depends. I guess maybe if you're in the NBA, I would think it'd be harder, but the NFL can't be that hard.
Well, they got to practice almost every single day.
Yeah, but you ain't practicing for 8 hours.
Well, I know, but I don't know how often Taylor's on tour, but I'm guessing that she's on tour now. Yeah. She's a busy person that's not just hanging out in Kansas City for practice week.
Maybe she worked her schedule around to do that though, because we saw her a lot. You know, we saw her a lot. Like, I'm not gonna say we saw her on
Sunday nights. Well, she can jet in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, again, she may have worked her schedule around to do that and support Kelce. You know what I'm saying? So
The moment when the Fantasy Funhouse podcast became about Taylor Swift.
Nah, the moment we're talking about how are you doing your relationship? You know, like how is it going?
I just hope that Taylor's doing okay. With all this stress of being around such a handsome man.
Protect yourself, Travis. Protect your heart.
Protect your heart. Both of you, just try to find something to love about each other and love yourselves too. Because marriage is hard.
You gotta enjoy it.
You gotta enjoy it.
Oh yeah, this is the play right here. Yep, this is the touchdown play. OT. Here it is.
Ooh.
Touchdown.
He said, I didn't drop that one.
Yep. Yep. He got that one. Oh, this one they broke Lana Del Rey's arm. That's crazy. That was nuts.
If this had happened during the summer, there'd be some summertime sadness going on.
I'm weak. I hate you, Dave. I hate you. Shout out Andy Reid, man. I get so happy for some coaches.
He almost got his arm broken. What if he had fallen over and broken his arm when Travis Kelce? That would be wild.
When he barked on him like that, I was like, "Yo, that's wild." But he probably was like, "Yo, pass me the ball. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
I don't know how you collect men with probably some of the highest testosterone and competitiveness levels in America and then expect them to act like they're at a tea party in the middle of a fucking game.
Talk about making the play a career right there. That's probably how the guy from the Patriots felt when he intercepted Russell Wilson's ball at the 1 yard line.
He's like, that was me.
That was great. I'm sure he was probably like, I can't believe, because remember he never let go of the ball too. That was the funny part.
All right, so we just made it through the Super Bowl highlights, but I did want to ask, how many more years do you think Patrick Mahomes will play? How many more years do you think Travis Kelce will play? And how many more Super Bowls will they each get?
Travis Kelce's probably going to do the Gronk. He's going to leave when he's at a nice high. Like he's going to leave on a high. And then Pat's going to probably play till he's 48.
So 48?
I don't know, but Pat's going to play a while. He's going to play a while. I would say Pat can probably play really until he's 45, and I'll say it only depends on how many more chips they actually do get. Because again, I think the three-peat can happen.
Yeah.
The three-peat is possible.
Well,
back-to-back is crazy, but the three-peat, that'll solidify it.
That would solidify it, but I think that they're either going to need to hope that their wide receiving core just naturally improves, or they're going to have to do some work there.
I want to know how Tyreek Hill feels. That's what I want to know. I want to know how Reek feels.
/ isn't Chris Jones, they have to pay him?
Yep.
So you kind of wonder if they're going to maintain, because that's a real thing. It's like win a Super Bowl and then everybody gets paid, and you were able to win a Super Bowl.
I wouldn't even say everybody gets paid. Now everybody's like price goes up too.
Sure.
So yeah, everybody's price goes up because
that is the measuring stick. Like,
literally.
Because he's won. That's the thing about Aaron Rodgers: 4 MVPs, one Super Bowl, and then people were mentioning Tom Brady throwing his name out whenever quarterbacks were going down on teams. It's like, do you want to? Maybe we can get him for the last part of the season, and he can.
It would make sense. I guess my thing is like, if your price goes up, it's going to be really hard to keep that team together unless the team collectively agrees to kind of like do some stuff. Because I mean, it's almost like one of those situations like the OKC thing, right? Like, imagine if Harden took that money that they were offering, which was way less than what I would offer somebody that performed that way during that time. And if he did, I wonder, could they maybe have even won? You know, for a super young team like that.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, it just sucks sometimes. And even like in the Tyreek Hill situation, let him go, clear up some cap space. You know, so it's like, it's a business as let alone as a team game, and it sucks that way.
For Tyreek Hill, I think if you can get that much money, it's just stupid amount of money to say no to, in my opinion.
It is, man.
Like, I don't think most people would.
It's hard. And it's like, even with James Harden, it's hard. It's hard to pass up on that much money. I have to agree with it, but then also I can still be like, yo, what the fuck? You know, it's kind of fucked up. But
I know it's a stupid analogy, but if you're a regular person, like an average person in America making, I don't even know what the number is, but like $45,000, $50,000, $60,000, and then you had the opportunity to go make $200,000, like get this other job.
Yeah.
Like that's not exactly what it's like. And yeah, you got so much that it shouldn't really matter. But at that point, your peer group is rich NFL players.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Like,
so that's your
group is, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I think that's the goal in life, is to get money and not really change your mindset on it.
True.
So you can
but I would also ask though too, like, what's important, and if we're just keeping it to sports, like, what is is it more important to get the money, or would you like a legacy? You know,
I don't know.
That's and I guess, like, my thing is, like, you even have to look at, like, generations. Like, I really don't feel in all sports that the new players even respect the old players to a certain degree. So it's like what would your legacy be like if you don't even win, but you're just maybe rich as shit?
It depends on how much you care about what other people think.
Or I mean, you make your game talk for you. That's how I look at it.
Well, it's like, I think you know this, Winston, because I think you're the one that stated this idea, but if I have $100 million, you can't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Like, no one can.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's hard. It's hard.
So it's like, why?
Yeah. Nah, yeah. That sucks, though. You would like to keep certain teams together or certain people together because you know possibly what could come of it or what could happen after it, blah, 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 you know? And it's hard when those decisions have to be made, when it's like millions upon millions of dollars, or the crew I grew up with for like 6 years, you know?
Yeah.
They gutted that team. The OKC, they gutted that team. That was crazy. Every last one of them went to go play somewhere else.
Bye.
Westbrook was the realest. Westbrook was like, yo, I'm gonna stay here. Okay. Bye.
That man has an alpha dog mentality.
Definitely. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back with the commercials, because we got commercials. We are going to react to some commercials. The commercials are lit, so this will be pretty dope. I think this is fun. Peace.